There is so much opportunity with the Pulsechain ecosystem right now. There is some research that's being done on some of the wallets that are believed to be associated with Richard Heart and kind of what he's doing with some of the mirrored tokens, the MakerDAO platform, PDAI, WBTC. There's a lot of really interesting aspects to what is being found on chain, and it looks like there was a lot of plans that were in place before Richard Heart got sued, and then once he got sued, things changed. He stopped live streaming, was taking advice from his lawyers. You see him on Twitter right now, posting a lot of really interesting stuff on things that people should be, more conscious of and more aware of. If you're looking for a bottom, if you're looking for a time to get in, I mean, this is it. It just today started to rebound a little bit, but it's been on kind of a steady decline for a while. And I was hearing some rumors that there was a whale that's been selling quite a bit over time, and that's been having a pretty heavy effect on the price. We're set to see some really incredible price action with Pulsechain, because you have a blockchain ecosystem that's functioning, that's fast, that's cheap, that doesn't have a lot of the issues and problems that we've seen with some of the other chains. And on top of that, there's just massive opportunity for exponential gains with some of the projects that are being put out there. I want to play a few little clips of this video. I'll link it in the description below so you guys can take a look at it. But I think it's important to kind of take a look at some of the things that are being found through some of the research on chain.
Somebody says that they're building a MakerDAO replacement so that we have like DAI on Pulsechain. If you look at a stablecoin backed by crypto, I'm probably going to release a stablecoin at some point, so I don't want to give away all the tricks.
Interestingly, the person who deployed PulseX on testnet v4, Richard and/or his team, forked PancakeSwap StableSwap contracts, which is the front-end implementation of Curve Finance. And Richard has been adding liquidity to Curve over on Pulse.
One of the first transactions to occur when the new chain exists is that a contract will go through and execute a trade on all of the automated market maker pairs to harvest PRC20s and then reward those liquidity providers with Pulse.
And look at this. This is the 2822 wallet, the one we know to be Richard's. It was airdropped roughly 3,500 different PRC20s at the time of launch. Pages of them.
So those LPs will have more Pulse, and they'll have less PRC20, and then you take all those harvested PRC20s, you put them in a Uniswap fork, and now none of those coins can stop playing the game, unless they use admin keys.
And that's what he's done. He's the largest liquidity provider for PDAI, USDT, USDC, PMaker, and many others.
Just to recap, so I understand it. So you're going to have effectively a market between the ERC20 version of a coin and a PRC20 version of a coin that will have different values, but there'll be effectively a market between them that allows you to go from one to the other. That would say, like, my PRC20 of this token is worth, a tenth of the ERC20, so I can exchange 10 PRC20 tokens for one ERC20 token of the same name.
Yes.
His 2822 is the largest holder of wrapped BTC.
So if we take some of this information at face value, and that's what you believe is going to be happening with some of these mirrored tokens, some of the MakerDAO ecosystems to incorporate stable coins into the ecosystem, man, there's just so much opportunity because all those projects are so undervalued. And it's really just guys on Pulsechain, like Pulsechain degens. We saw, a massive explosion with price with Hex. There was no reason why we couldn't see the same thing. There's, a lot more utility and a lot more things being built. A lot of people that are putting projects out there, and one in particular is GrowthDefi. And I've talked about this quite a bit on my channel. It's been something I've been involved with for a long time. They've got mirrored tokens that they're going to be incorporating into a leverage trading, ecosystem. It's the first of its kind that's going to be out there on Pulsechain. So if you were looking to, want to take leverage on some of these mirrored tokens and trade on some of that price action, that's going to be coming very soon. And so, one of the ways to really get involved with that is this 4WMM, which is a token. It's a four-way mirror money. That's what it stands for. You're getting reflections by holding this token in your wallet in four different coins. And it's very low limited supply. I was talking with Ghost last night and wanted to include a couple of clips, of him talking about this ecosystem.
GrowthDefi is all set up to take advantage of this phenomenon and create a leveraging platform that will work hand in glove with the MakerDAO that Richard's eventually going to launch on Pulsechain. 4WMM is like the GOAT of reflection tokens on Pulsechain. I mean, we were like literally one of the first, if not the first. I mean, we're the only token on Pulsechain providing four-way reflections. And when you have, the top two most bullish copy tokens being reflected, along with Pgrow and Pulse, you have a really nice token. It's such a low supply. It's only 869 tokens. Once our leveraging platform gets launched, you'll be able to stake that token. It will be deflationary because a small amount will be burned every time people stake and unstake, kind of as a fee for staking and unstaking. But they're going to be making far more in PDI from the liquidations of that leveraging platform. So not only will they be receiving those four-way reflections, they'll also receive a PDI. It's a really, really innovative coin that will only improve with the full rollout of what we have planned. With the ultimate release of the MakerDAO system, we now know Richard has in mind to implement. He started adding all this liquidity for all the tokens that are involved in MakerDAO, and you can see that was his plan. Now, once he got sued and everything, it looks like he kind of slowed down on some of that. However, we get a little bit of clarity on how this lawsuit and everything's going to go, which I believe he's going to prevail in, by the way. I fully expect him to continue rolling that out and making that happen. Now, all the systems are in place since everything was copied over from Ethereum. As far as that MakerDAO, it's all there. Even if he doesn't, other people can still provide the necessary liquidity, volume, and everything else to really make that function properly. I mean, we might even look at doing it ourselves. But the leveraging platform we're building it will be working hand in glove with everything that he originally had planned there. Even if Richard loses the lawsuit, which I don't think is going to happen, he then becomes a martyr. And I think the chain does well in spite of the efforts by the government to shut him down, because he's basically a beacon of freedom and expression on the blockchain for humanity expressed in crypto. And if he wins, then you're obviously looking at a situation where Pulsechain is going to absolutely just explode. Whoever this whale is that keeps dumping Pulse will probably stop doing that and start buying once they FOMO back in from all the buys. Pulsechain takes off, and GrowthDefi is absolutely positioned to reap the benefit from that. We're positioned with our tokens in a way that not many are. I mean, Atropa is, and a few others are, but man, we're really set up. There isn't an ecosystem that has such low supply tokens and has kind of the features that we have, four-way reflections, leverage, liquidation cut for staking, deflationary. You combine all that together and you've got a recipe for just unbelievable success.
So it looks as though Richard Heart's going to win this case, and when that happens, you're going to see some massive price action with Pulsechain. I mean, that I think is going to be one of the catalysts. If you have something where, the SEC, like the case gets dismissed or something like that, that is the time to hop in and buy Pulsechain, because you're going to see some massive price action. Now is the time really to get in before all of that news comes out. Once we get some sort of news coming out of the SEC case, that is really going to drive some serious price action, because I think a lot of people may be sitting on the sidelines to see what happens with this case. There's been some controversy with the origin address, with some of the the sacrifice funds and whatnot. And as soon as there's some clarity on that, you're going to see some serious investors getting in, and then I think that's going to snowball with people that are going to be realizing kind of what's going on with this blockchain, how much potential it has. Just being at the forefront of that before this all really rolls out is going to be where you want to be. So I hope you guys found some of this info helpful. I'm going to be doing more research on some of this. I've been spending a lot of time doing some due diligence on some of these, and I'm going to be organizing some of this and putting out some more videos in the future. So be looking out for some of those videos. But a lot to like with what's going on, and a lot of opportunity. You know, I encourage you guys to get in the chat and start asking questions, get a little bit more involved. There's a lot of really exciting things that are being built on Pulsechain, and you know, it's good to be, you know, in at the beginning with some of these things that are going to be popping off here real soon. So yeah, so be looking out for some of that, and looking forward to bringing you guys some more info here in the near future. Catch you guys in the next video.